Ladies and gentlemen, dreamers, riders, believers in the rush of speed and the freedom of the open road, tonight is not just about unveiling a machine. Tonight is about witnessing the future of adventure, the future of electric performance, and the future of a dream that dares to defy every limitation the world thought was possible. When you hear the word adventure, what comes to mind? Endless highways, rugged trails, mountain curves, desert winds. When you hear the word electric, perhaps you think of silence, efficiency, responsibility. But what if I told you that adventure and electric are no longer opposites? What if I told you that power, thrill, endurance, and technology have collided to create a motorcycle that will rewrite the story of what an ADV can be? This is the Emflux ADV Concept. And it is not just a motorcycle. It is a revolution on two wheels. Imagine the raw torque of an electric heart, ready to explode with instantaneous response the moment you twist your wrist. No lag, no waiting, no compromise. Just raw, pure, unfiltered acceleration. With every turn of the throttle, you're not just moving forward, you're launching into the future. That's what this machine offers. But raw speed is only half the story. The Emflux ADV concept has been engineered with a soul. A soul that understands adventure is not just about the fastest straight line, but about the longest journey, the toughest path, the road less taken. And here, it delivers something no other ADV motorcycle has dared to bring, a combination of endurance and performance that bends the laws of expectation. You might ask, how powerful is it really? The Emflux ADV concept generates torque figures that will leave combustion engines gasping for relevance. With a motor tuned for adventure riding, you get the perfect balance of brutal acceleration on highways and controlled, precise delivery on trails. The numbers, they're staggering. 0 to 100 in mere seconds, and a top speed that makes you question if this is still just an electric. And yet, it is whisper quiet, surgical in its smoothness, like a predator stalking its terrain. Now, let's talk range. Because what good is an ADV bike if it can't take you beyond the horizon? Emflux has built this concept to shatter range anxiety. With next-gen battery technology, optimized thermal management, and regenerative braking smart enough to learn your riding style, this beast gives you distance that rivals your wildest ambitions. We are not talking about city commutes anymore. We're talking about riding across states, climbing passes, cutting through jungles, and knowing your machine will not falter. And here's the beauty: fast charging. In less time than it takes to eat a meal, your Emflux ADV concept is ready to roar again. Hours of adventure, for minutes of patience. That is the promise of the future, delivered today. Of course, true adventure is not just about numbers. It's about control, it's about confidence. And that is where the chassis, the suspension, and the electronics come alive. The Emflux ADV concept has been designed with one goal: to give you mastery over every surface. Sand, gravel, snow, wet tarmac, mountain switchbacks, this bike adapts to them all. With active ride modes, traction systems powered by AI learning, and a suspension setup that adjusts dynamically, you are never fighting the machine. You are one with it. The bike becomes your ally, your partner, your weapon against the unknown. And then comes the design. Look at it. Aggressive, muscular, yet flowing with elegance. Every line carved not just for beauty, but for aerodynamics, for cooling, for endurance. It is a statement piece. When you stand next to it, you don't just see a motorcycle, you see a force of nature waiting to be unleashed. The LED signature alone, piercing and futuristic, feels like the gaze of a warrior ready for battle. But wait, let me tell you about the hidden features. The kind of features that no one expects until they are revealed. Integrated navigation with satellite connectivity. Predictive terrain mapping that syncs with your ride modes in real time. A heads-up display that projects critical information directly into your line of sight, so your eyes never leave the road. Built-in cameras for capturing your journey in 4K, because adventure today is also about the stories you bring back. And yes, connectivity like no other. The bike learns your habits, your style, your preferences, and evolves with you. It is not just a machine, it is a companion. Now, people will ask, what about the price? How much does it cost to own the future? And here is where Emflux once again surprises the world. This machine has been crafted not as a distant dream for the elite few, but as a bold statement that the future of ADV riding belongs to everyone who dares to chase it. The price point, while premium, is disruptive. Because when you compare what it offers, performance, technology, endurance, and features hidden in every corner, what you realize is this. The Emflux ADV Concept gives you a superbike's thrill, an ADV's heart, and an electric's future, all in one package, at a value that defies logic. Ladies and gentlemen, think about it. A machine with the torque of a superbike, the endurance of a tourer, the adaptability of an off-roader, and the soul of an explorer. Think about the journeys it will unlock. The mountains, the deserts, the oceanside highways, the hidden trails that suddenly become possible. Think about the statement you make, riding the very first electric ADV of its kind, not waiting for the future but seizing it today. The Emflux ADV concept is not just here to compete. It is here to dominate, to rewrite the language of motorcycles, to silence the skeptics who said electric could never thrill, never last, never conquer. Tonight, we prove them wrong. So I ask you, are you ready to ride without compromise? Are you ready to feel torque that shakes your soul, silence that amplifies your heartbeat, and technology that empowers your every move? Are you ready for a motorcycle that does not follow the rules, but creates its own?